Greetings people, my name is Sneptix, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about some of the meta abilities, some of the abilities that are kind of broken, and some of the abilities that are just in general super strong or have a dumb amount of scaling. Starting with broken PvP abilities, with the first one being Battle Charge, and I have a little clip of what this looks like, because this ability can legit one-shot people. So I will roll that clip right now. Yep. We just, yep. And that's also, going in one of the videos that I was talking about. The video about broken scaling. Yep, that's it. Right there. Yeah, I think that's just about enough said about that ability. And if you think this is, not a common occurrence, this happens a lot. I know I wasn't like super high level compared to him. He was level 20 and I was level 12. But I mean, still, it wasn't even close. I had like 300 something HP and it did over 400 damage. The thing is just absolutely too strong. It's absolutely broken. I don't think we need to talk more about that. It happens a lot, let me just put it that way. The next ability on the list is Piercing Cleaver. You get this at level 20 compared to the level 10 Battle Charge. And Piercing Cleaver kind of have this the same issue. In PvP, it's just way too fucking strong. And you can scale it with cleave modifiers, and then there's like this one talent that just massively increases cleave damage. It's called Improve Cleave. You can put 3 points into this, and it increases the amount of cleave damage by like 120% from one talent. So yeah, it's absolutely disgusting when you hit a crit on cleave. Unfortunately I don't have any clips of it. There was one time I wasn't recording, but I was like charging another person, and I didn't even make it halfway through my charge before I got hit in the face with a cleaver, and it absolutely just chunked me. Like, I literally just died mid-charge. I didn't even get to the dude. So yeah, Piercing Cleaver also just absolute one-shot galore in low-level PvP. Then for the third ability, or this is actually a talent, but Bloody Claws combined with attack power scaling, so combined with Rock Biter weapon or anything of that nature. I also featured this in my very first ever video on the channel, and this combo is just absolutely disgusting. In that video, I was barely even running random enchants, and I had like 0 cards. I was even running cards, if I remember correctly, that didn't even help the build or give attack power or buff claw or anything. I was running like weird defensive cards because it was at the beginning of the season, so I didn't really have anything else. So, I mean, if you scale this even more, the ability is just absolutely nuts. For the third ability, or fourth this is actually, we have Sunfire. Sunfire is immensely strong. It has the ability to crit, and it does fire damage, of course, right? And the fire damage part is really important, because scaling fire damage is pretty much as easy as wiping your butt after pooping on the toilet. Like, it's literally a monkey could do it. And the fact that it just has the ability to crit is absolutely crazy. And then it also scales with Moonfire, and there's quite a few Moonfire scaling options in the balance tree, so that just makes Sunfire even stronger. And as I've said in a different video as well, in the Scorch one, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Sunfire can hit for crazy amounts if it crits, and yeah, as I said, I've seen a dude get chunked for like 60 to 70% of his health just from the dot alone. He just got dotted and then he ran away and it almost killed him. It's absolutely crazy how much damage this ability can do. And that's at level 60 as well. So you could probably experiment with a fire type dot kind of build where you just kite people and watch them slowly burn. That might actually be viable. But yeah, so Sunfire, immensely broken. For the fifth ability for PvP, still, we have Blast Wave. Blast Wave is extremely strong as well. Again, fire damage, super easy to scale it. A lot of scaling talents and modifiers and stuff. And a lot of times people will combine it with Blink. If you've played a lot of PvP, you will notice a lot of people running a very popular Blink build right now. where they just blink into your enemies, and there's a lot of things that reset the cooldown of blink with the more people you hit with it. It has like a little damage thing attached to it. So you get almost like 0 cooldown on blink, so you just blink around everywhere. And then there's abilities that make it so when you blink, you shoot out shadow bolts and you shoot out blast waves and stuff like that. And it's almost like impossible to do anything about it. Because if the person blinks into you, you get knocked up, it cancels your spell casting. If you're melee, it gets you out of melee range, and it's like, it's absolutely carnage. You almost, like the person almost has another blink with CC and blast wave attached to it before the person even like lands on the ground. So you can literally juggle people in BGs. It's absolutely filthy. And if you've played BGs, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. Especially people running up to Lumber Mill in a Arathi Basin and just knocking people off the edge, or doing it near the blacksmith and stuff like that. Like, it's absolutely just a troll build, but it just does so much damage. It's crazy. If there's one thing I want them to change, is that at least make it so blast wave doesn't knock back people all the time. Have it have an internal cooldown on each player, so you can only get knocked back like every 15 seconds or something. I feel like that's a bit more fair than just infinite CC on a very, very big hitting ability. It's just absolutely dumb. But that's it for the PvP section. Now we're gonna get into the PvE section, starting off with Fel Infused Weapon. Yes, you all knew it was coming. It's on the list. Of course it is. Fel Infused Weapon is just absolutely fucking nuts. It's the most broken ability in the entire game at the moment. Everyone's running it. Everyone and their mother is running it. Even if you're running a Flame Tongue weapon build, you still might want to consider just going Fel Infused Weapon instead. They do not stack, but Fel Infused Weapon is just so fucking crazy, dude. It's better than Wind Fury, it's better than Rockbiter, it's better than pretty much every other weapon enchant. It's absolutely nuts. This ability will do 80% of your damage if you're playing a melee build, if not more. This thing is fucking disgusting. And this comes back to, again, what type of damage does it do? Shadow Flame. So that means you scale it with crit, or you scale it with fire. You see where I'm going with this? This ability is so fucking disgusting that, like, some of the highest dealing damage specs in the game are using a Fel Infused Weapon. They are melee specs. Especially if you've seen, I'm probably butchering his name right now, but Perkrigger, I think he's a Swedish guy. Very cool. He made a video where he makes a joke out of this as well, because he has a ambidextrous berserker warrior in his group, and I believe, without having seen the build, I believe I know exactly how it works. Is you get those extra slams. It makes it so when you slam, ambidextrous, right, and single-minded fury and stuff, it makes it so when you slam, you have a chance to hit an extra time, and then ambidextrous is like you hit with your main weapon as well, so you just get like 3 hits every global cooldown, and then you run a lot of talents, especially in the berserker talent thing, the legendary card. You get like reduced or increased melee haste, sorry. So your global cooldowns get reduced, so you just spam like 2 buttons a second almost, and like each button hits like 3 times, so you proc your Fel Infused Weapon like a madman. I feel like that's probably how that build works. I can imagine. And the fucking, yeah, Fel Infused Weapon is just disgusting, man. I don't know what else to say. This thing needs a nerf. I also use it in my Firecat video, and it's, again, as I said, like 70% of my damage. I scale fire damage only for this spell to do damage. Which leads me into Seething Flames. Seething Flames is a little bit like Fel Infused Weapon, except it's just a proc talent. It's not really a weapon enchant. So they do stack. Seething Flames does not do as much damage. It's still fire damage, but does about half, I would say, of what Fel Infused Weapon does. But even then, like, Fel Infused Weapon is just so broken that other abilities doing half of Fel Infused Weapon's damage is still going to be really strong. So Seething Flames is here as well. And especially, you know, as I said, because you can stack the two and get it, like, just unimaginable amounts of damage. I saw a Athena Kai video where she was doing over 100k DPS on an ad pack. I think it was closer to, I think it was over 150 as well. I can't remember the exact number, but it was insane amounts of damage on a big trash pull. And she's running a hybrid build with mental dexterity and stuff like that, fell infused weapon and seething flames and stuff. And then she's scaling the spell damage. So seething flames also super strong. In the same vein, we have Seal of Command, but with modifiers. There are some modifiers that give Seal of Command like incredible amounts of damage. I think it's just called Improved Seal of Command, but I can't remember at the moment. But it makes it hit less people, but it makes it do like way more damage. And if you're playing one with the light, you almost need this. It's like almost a must for the build. This thing, again, does like 80% of your damage while leveling, at least, as far as I've seen. And it's just, yeah, super fucking strong as well. Then for the last broken ability in PvE, I have Sunburst. Sunburst is giga big damage as well. Again, you should go check out Pergriger's channel. He has a video where he's making use of Sunburst, where he's explaining his build and stuff. And the reason why Sunburst is disgustingly broken is just on the tooltip alone. Sunburst does like insane amounts of damage. It's literally disgusting. I've seen the tooltip alone say like just about 2k damage. And that's not taking into account what it actually does. It's literally 2k damage without all the buffs. And obviously, if you're scaling balanced druid stuff, you can take Eclipse. It does fire damage again, so you can I believe it does, no it doesn't, it does nature damage actually, but you do scale it with a lot of things, especially in the, again, balanced druid tree. A lot of things that scales Star Search and stuff like that. It is just absolutely nuts the amount of damage this thing can do. I think it hit for like 28,000 AoE or something in his video. It's crazy. So Sunburst also super strong, simply because of all the talents that you have to scale it with. Absolutely crazy. Lastly, I have some honorable mentions. These were talents or abilities that didn't quite make it for a reason or another. Maybe it's just really, really good without being like borderline broken. And for that, we have One with the Light as the first one. Super strong, not broken in my opinion. It is very, very heavy on damage. It's in the top side. A lot of people are playing this paladin build, and the cards are super easy to get as well. You can easily gather these cards in open world. They are very fast to farm as well. And they have known drop locations. So that makes this build really strong as a starter build as well. For my second honorable mention, I have Shadow Artillery. Again, I've been doing some max level dungeons, stuff like that. And Shadow Artillery, again, is just one of those AoE abilities that just do tons and tons and tons of damage. And that also scales with Shadow, which is also one of the natures that are the easiest to scale, probably directly after Fire. Maybe Holy as well. So Fire, Holy, and Shadow are the three easiest, I would say, to scale damage-wise. So yeah, Shadow Artillery, just immense amounts of damage as well. The reason why it's not in Broken is because Shadow Artillery plays into, it's only AoE, and it plays into, like for example, Fell Infused Weapon. You could also, as I said, run Ambidextrous and have a lot of single target. And Shadow Artillery is for Hunter builds, and Hunter builds are just not that popular right now. So that's why it's only a honorable mention. And lastly, I have Wild Imps and Hand of Gul'dan. I asked Hatrix about it. I messaged him, and he said it got stealth nerfed. So I'm not sure if it's super strong anymore, but he did upload a video of him quite early as well in the season, where he was doing over 10k damage on a target dummy, I believe. 10,000 DPS. And I believe as well he's made multiple videos updating the build where he's rolled even more insane stuff. So so Wild Imps might still be good. I don't know. I haven't played it. That's why it's the honorable mention as well. Because I just don't know for sure if it's like Giga broken or what's going on with this one. It did get nerfed, as he said, but yeah. You should go check out his video as well. I will leave a little time card for that. And that's all I have for this video. you know, you can go watch my other content, especially the Scorch video. I would recommend. That's I spent a lot of time on that video. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.